Growing up, I was more of a loner type kid at first. Grew up in one of the city gangs. Around my 10th grade year, I really started getting into church and sports, and I got so involved in sports, I didn't have time for the game. So it was like, either you're gonna do one or the other. I was having fun, and I was having fun and not getting in trouble having fun.
He was in everything from basketball, cross-country running, and football. I mean, he done everything. And we was there, well, I was there, at every game, every track meet, everything.
My mother was a hard worker at that time. She was holding down 2 jobs and working side jobs to make sure we was taken care of. Everywhere he went, I was going in, just following. Terry took care of it. I mean, when Mama wasn't around, she was like the second mama. So, you know, she took care of us. Just like my brother Michael took care of me because my father wasn't around. Michael was my role model really to everything, you know. It was because of Michael I started playing sports. I actually was gonna drop out of college and just go straight into the military. And so he kind of pushed me toward the ROTC program and finishing up my education and stuff. So my brother was more of the guiding light toward the Army. After he came back from Kuwait, he was doing a night shift job. In 1995, he got hit by a drunk driver on the way home. So that was a big impact on me right there. And it was because of him I got into the military. So I always emulated whatever he tried to do. When I first went into Iraq, you know, it's a horrible smell. It's like all the sewage just broke or something like that. The area is kind of like a junkyard to me. Looked like a big junkyard, need to be cleaned up real bad. That morning, I had just finished playing cards and stuff with my buddies, and somebody came banging on the door saying that they think they're having an incoming fire gonna come in, so they want all us to go to the bunkers and stuff. Didn't see it coming, didn't hear it coming. When it exploded beside me, that's when everything went white. And after that, everything, I don't remember. You don't have no pulse and the machines are saying that you're dead, then you go in the body bag. They had listed me as killed in action. They were looking for my social security number and stuff for identification for me, and nobody put my dog tags and my personal effects stuff at the time. So the nurse came by, and they didn't have the body bag all the way zipped up, so she just opened up the body bag to see what my dog tags were, and she started seeing bubbles coming out from my tray, and realized that, you know, this guy's still alive. So they pulled me back in and started working on me, got me resuscitated properly, and then they shipped me out to Baghdad.
And that's when we got the phone call saying that, you know, that after them had got hit. They said that he may possibly be dead. They really weren't sure.
Ended up in a coma for 62 days. I got post-traumatic stress, lost vision in my right eye, have a T7 spinal cord injury. I lost my full hip. I don't have a hip at all. I have what they call a girdle in there, leaving my leg 1.5 inch sorted on the other side. My most obvious one, I lost my right arm. During my recovery, you know, you had to just learn so much all over again. You know, I started remembering stuff about my brother when I was going through my recovery phase, I guess you want to call it, when I was in therapy. You know, like you kind of hear your brother in your head saying like, you know, you can do this, push harder, you know.
The fact that he believed in himself, you know. All Anthony needed was some support.
When I got back, I got into the aerobics group and started doing all the aquatic exercises to strengthen my body. And that's when I ran into Nico. And he changed the whole aspect of everything I was doing.
When I first saw Anthony, he was 310 pounds, in a wheelchair, smoking cigarettes. And I knew that, hey, this is somebody that we really need to reach out to. It looks like he needs a little extra support, and he needs somebody to get behind him. And so that's when I approached him and let him know about what we could do through the CAF Operation Rebound program.
I told him I wanted to get back into cycling, I want to get back into my martial arts. He said, well, why don't you do it? I'm like, well, the finances ain't there, and I don't have a trainer. I kind of like made all the excuses, and then it was like a month later, my bike showed up. Operation Rebound actually bought me a bike. It was like my bike. And they bought me all the stuff that needed to go on that bike so that I could be able to perform with it.
Sports are incredibly important for these men and women, and a lot of them find that they end up doing things they never thought they could do prior to being injured. I don't think Anthony was thinking about doing triathlon prior to losing his arm and a big chunk of his hip missing and losing eyesight in one eye. That would have never occurred to him, and now he's a triathlete.
Martial arts teaches us to never give up, and that's what that tattoo symbolizes. It says no matter how many times that I go through and I struggle, and no matter how many times I'm beat down, I'll never give up. I'll always be persistent.
Well, that's a pretty ring. Or what the color represent? Any particular thing?
Yeah, that's the Purple Heart.
Oh, okay. I am so proud of you.
Even with all the things that I went through, and then to be able to have a son and be able to raise your son. Get the bike. Come on, push it. Oh, I'm ecstatic. I'm very happy, you know. I have my good days and bad days, I think, like any other disabled guy has. But overall, I'm very happy. And not just happy, but content. And, that's what I'm most proud of, that I'm able to get up in the morning, have somebody counting on me, have somebody looking forward to seeing me. That gives me that lift and that pride that I need to keep going.